Hey, welcome to Forever Family. We're glad you could join us today. Hope you sit back, relax, grab your coffee, and enjoy the musings of the Yeti. Recently, I had an opportunity to travel to Zhongshan and to meet the staff and the children of New Day South foster care homes and experience firsthand the amazing work that they do with these children. And to meet these beautiful, precious children and to see them thriving and growing in such a loving, wonderful environment. When I was at New Day South, I was staying in an old apartment that nobody else had used for quite a while, which was nice. It was a beautiful apartment. Unfortunately, the cockroaches had moved in. Now, I'm okay with cockroaches. I really am. I have nothing against them. But these cockroaches were not your normal North American cockroaches that would scurry away when you flicked on the kitchen lights. No, these cockroaches, when you flicked on the kitchen lights, would simply look at you and be like, "Hey, what do you want? Do you mind turning off the lights? It's kind of bright in here." The other thing that was freaking me out was the fact that these cockroaches were like the size of small poodles. Cockroaches the size of small poodles should not exist, but if they did exist, they definitely should not fly. These cockroaches flew. The first night I grabbed my shoe and I went to hit one, the thing jumped off the wall and started flying around the room. And if by chance cockroaches the size of small poodles did exist and they were able to fly, they should at least stay on their half of the apartment. Unfortunately, these cockroaches wouldn't stay on their side of the apartment. They kept coming onto my side of the apartment. Now, I was okay with giving them the kitchen, the dining room, the bathroom, the 4 bedrooms, and pretty much everything else if they would have just left me alone, curled up in the fetal position in the corner of the living room where I was screaming like a little girl still. But they wouldn't. They kept coming into my side of the apartment. So I went to the corner store and I got myself as many cockroach poison traps as I could get. One by one, the cockroaches ate the poison and started a very slow, painful death, and I was still screaming like a little girl. But all the cockroaches, I thought, were finally dead. Or so I thought, until the next night when I came home only to find a cockroach sitting right in the middle of the couch where I sleep every night. And the cockroach is just sitting there with his beady little eyes looking at me going like, "Yo, I'm Frank the cockroach." Now, he didn't really say that because he's a cockroach and quite frankly couldn't talk. But if you could teach a cockroach to talk, that is probably what he would have said. I screamed like a little girl again and I started throwing stuff at him. Now, in reflection, I understand that probably wasn't the best move because when you throw stuff at cockroaches, all you do is startle them and their instinct is to hide. So I now had a poodle-sized flying cockroach hiding somewhere in my bed. Me and Frank, we built a wonderful friendship. We would sit up all night playing cards, playing poker, talking about life, love, hurts, dreams, aspirations. He had a wife with 2,000 children. He was really, as far as cockroaches go, a lovely cockroach. One evening I came home, and as I opened the door and flicked on the light, I saw my friend Frank lying in the middle of the living room floor. I don't know what happened the previous night. I don't know if he had a fight with his wife and 2,000 children, or if being a cockroach finally got to him. Living your entire life hated and feared and misunderstood and rejected by those around you. That is a tough way to go through life, even for a cockroach. So it was with a heavy heart that I took him to the bathroom and I had a small little ceremony with his wife and 2,000 children and other friends, and some lovely words were said. I was able to share my heart about how Frank and I had grown close over the days and how we used to be so far apart in misunderstanding, and just how love can conquer all obstacles and hurdles, and it doesn't matter if one person is a cockroach and the other person is screaming like a little girl because the first person is a cockroach, but that there can be beauty and friendship and love. And as his wife and 2,000 children and friend all watched Frank circle the toilet going to his watery grave, I grabbed the can of Raid and I killed them all. So you may be asking yourself, why am I rambling on about a cockroach that I met while I was in Zhongshan visiting the New Day South Foster Care Center? That is an excellent question.